Think we got it going. That'll work. How y'all doing? We're back to do another one. I got a good response from the first one. Figured we'd do another one here. Hi, I'm Chef Boy R.O.D. Big Daddy Barbecue Production, wrong side of the tracks cooking. We're gonna do today a nice little Bolognese sauce. Figured I did a Cajun dish for a fat Cajun last time. Now I'll do a fat Italian dish, which everybody will enjoy. Got ourselves some chopped meat, some olive oil, some wine, some milk, some tomatoes. Oh, what else we got here? A bunch of spices that we're gonna throw in there and make this lovey-dovey. It's a long process to make a Bolognese sauce. You gotta cook down all your vegetables. You're gonna use onions, celery, and carrots, the mirepoix of this dish. Some fresh garlic, of course. Then we cook some wine in and reduce it down. Takes about 45 minutes to do that. Then from there, we cook the cream. Well, actually the milk. We're not gonna use cream. Cream's a little too thick for this. Just because you add some cream to a meat sauce does not make it a Bolognese sauce, all right? Remember that. I put everything in a big bowl because I didn't feel like doing a lot of dishes. I'm doing the production, the cooking, and the dishes. I better invite some people over here to do the dishes. We got onions, we got celery, we got carrots, we got hot olive oil, and we're gonna get cooking. I hope y'all can hear me because I forgot my Bluetooth. My hands are freshly washed. I just finished fixing the toilet. I guess it would help if I had something to stir that with, huh? This should work right here. Again, it's all about layers of seasoning. I'm gonna get this going. About a medium-high heat. Get a little black cracked pepper. Red, white, black. Mix up your peppercorns. It's the best way to do it. Use a little sea salt today. It's a little bit thicker, the grains on the sea salt than the kosher salt. A little bit of cayenne, because cayenne just makes everything nice. And this, use fresh nutmeg in this dish. Do not skip it. It's very important to put that in. It adds to the flavor. It hits this wonderful overtone in the sauce. Can't quite figure out what it is. I like that can't quite figure out what it is cooking. It's about midnight. This sauce should cook for probably 6 hours, if not 8. So we'll cook this till at least 6 in the morning, shut it off, and reheat it again right around noon or so. Feed the masses. We'll add a little granulated garlic in there because some onion. We're gonna get this going. I'll come back in a little bit. Not to bore you while I'm cooking down the mirepoix. I'm gonna add the meat and I'm gonna start going from there. See you in a little bit. All right, we're gonna do another quick segment. Some more of quarantine cooking fun from the kitchen. I am Chef Boy R.O.D. Wrong side of the tracks cooking. Our onions, celery, and carrots have cooked down very nice. Got me a nice little slab of meat, about 4.5 pounds or so, somewhere in that ballpark. We're just gonna throw that in. While I was off, I threw in half a stick of butter because we're doing low-fat cooking. I didn't use the whole stick of butter. I love that butter. I rub that stuff on my nipples. Ah! Makes them soft. Anyway, we're gonna cook this meat down here I'm gonna add some more seasoning. Again, it's layers. Fresh nutmeg. Get yourself a little knot of nutmeg, little nutmeg grinder. Make all the difference in the world in your dish. That stuff in the can, been sitting on a shelf for 3 years, tastes like sawdust with perfume in it. That'll work for now. We got a nice chopped up garlic. I prepped everything. I opened the cans, washed the cans. I got some wine that we're gonna open right now, because that's gonna go in with the meat. Well, would you look at that? We got some of that high class wine. I don't need no can opener. Screw off. We'll take that. Oh, that's a little Pinot Grigio. Once the meat cooks, we're gonna add about maybe half that bottle of wine in here and let it cook for about 45 minutes. Once that cooks down, then we're gonna add our milk. I said it's a long, tedious process, but when you eat this sauce later, you're gonna be thrilled. It's well worth the effort. I like to make big pots of it, feed everybody, and then freeze up what I got in little containers and defrost it when you need it. All right, I'm signing off for a minute. All right, there we are. Y'all know what I look like. You don't need to see me no more. Figured I'd zoom in on the food because that's where it's at. All right, I added a whole bunch of garlic in here to this meat, probably about 25 cloves or so, smashed up, diced up. Everything's meshing fine. I added about a half a bottle of this here Pinot Grigio white wine. For this sauce, you want to use a white wine, not a red wine, because the red wine would kind of overpower the flavor of the sauce. Where the white wine, it just draws different flavors out, different, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Just use the white wine, all right? I also said, hey, I happen to got 3 pounds of sausage laying around. And figured I'd brown up some sausage and throw that in there too, being it's hot sausage. It's going to change the flavor of the sauce a bit too. It's going to add a little spice to it, along with the cayenne pepper that we put in there. And as Chef John would say, you are the boss of your sauce, right? Mm-hmm. So you can switch it up and do whatever you want. That's the best part about cooking. Make any recipe you want, your own. But yeah, next we're gonna add the milk in here. This is for Joe Cali, ugly kid Joe, in the house. I'm gonna go get some of that milk. Now here, again, you don't want to use a cream. I did that once. It's too thick to reduce down. You want to use a nice 2% or whole milk. You can use 1% too, it don't matter. I'll put maybe half that quart in there. And again, we're just going to let this cook down for about another 45 minutes or so. It's about 1:30 in the morning. Somewhere around 2:30 it should be cooked down, but you got to keep an eye on it because it is cream. And if you burn this, you might as well throw it out. It'll be junk. But you do want it to evaporate. You do want it to reduce. It condenses all the flavors and draws everything out of there. We're going to re-season again. We're going to add some fresh nutmeg. Woo. Here we go, yo. That's for baby girl. Fresh nutmeg. You got yourself one of them grinders, now you know what it's for. What's this thing in the drawer for? I can't grate cheese with that. Shut up and get yourself some nutmeg. Alright, I'll be back a little bit later. Good to see you again. Alright, it's like 2:30 in the morning. The shadow people are out. The sauce is reducing just beautifully. Just to recap, celery, onions, carrots, cooked. Some nice translucent. Everything chopped fine. When you eat this, it's all gonna mesh together. You're not gonna realize it's carrots and celery and all that. It's all gonna taste like meat. Got about 4.5 pounds of chopped meat in there. It's browned up. Some nice white wine, reduced down to almost nothing. And some milk. Cook that down so it's looking like this now. This is looking beautiful right here. I want it to cook just a little bit longer before I start adding tomatoes and whatnot. I figured while I was doing that, you're gonna make garlic bread, right? Can't have those food without some garlic bread. So I'll put in precise measurements there. Maybe a half a cup of oil, olive oil, good oil. Another precise measurement. Stick of butter. Figure I want to do about 3 loaves of bread with this. I'm going to cook that down just a little bit. Don't want to get it too hot. You just want it to melt. And what we're going to do there, I already chopped up some garlic, maybe 15, 20 cloves of garlic, some fresh parsley I just diced up. What we're going to do is we're going to just toss this in here. Just a little trick I might show you. When you're chopping up your garlic, you smash it up and you start chopping, a lot of the oils end up in your board. Sprinkle some salt on it, some regular table salt on it, and the salt will absorb the oils so you're not losing that oil in the board. Plus you're adding a little salt to your dish. Just a little cooking tip from me to you. Don't say I never taught you nothing. Alright, we'll get the garlic in there first. Just let that warm up. Once it does, we're going to shut it down. We're going to add the parsley. We're just going to let it thicken back up. We'll have a nice little loose pot of butter and oil. Split open your bread. Smear that on there. Put a little mozzarella. Wrap that thing up in garlic mozzarella bread. If you really want to get good, put some bacon in there. Everything's better with bacon. Trust no one that don't eat no pork. You heard me say it, I say it again. Alright, let's let that warm up a little bit. And this here is ready for tomatoes. Before we do that, I'm going to put another little fresh shaving of some nutmeg in there. A little red, white, and black pepper. I told you, mix your peppercorns up. It's got all different flavors hitting your palate. Black, white, and red. What's black, white, and red has a problem with revolving doors? A nun with a spear stuck in her head. Remember that. Some might like my humor, some might not. Just add a little more onion powder. A little bit more garlic powder, why not? Everything's good with the garlic. A little bit Cajun. Cayenne, I should say, not Cajun. And you know what? We're going to go with a little kosher salt instead of the sea salt. And I think it's time we add our tomatoes. We had a bunch of cans laying around. Nothing, no San Marzano. Those are the best to use, man. If you can get your hands on that, get your hands on that. We're in the middle of a quarantine, so I'm happy to get whatever I can get. That one's a little sauce. This one's a little diced. That one's a little crushed. This is, who knows, man. Let's mix it all together. This is going to be delicious when we're done anyway. A little diced, a little crushed. Here's a green one, there's a red one. There's no rhyme or reason to this. Just make yourself some sauce. Now what's this here sauce? This is Bolognese. A nice Bolognese sauce. Put our own little spin on it because we're going to add some hot sausage in there. We're looking right fine now. And some chicken stock. You can add water, but why? You've got chicken stock. Fresh chicken stock is the way to go, you know. But homemade, Again, we're in the middle of a quarantine. I'll run with the broth. It's just as good. You ain't gotta boil down chickens and just to make some stock. Open up a can, man. Just wash the can. Wash everything. All right. We're gonna let this cook. Oh, say about 4 hours. I'll see y'all in the morning. Oh, check out our, woo, that's hot. That's why they make pot holders, man. That's looking good. We're gonna shut the heat off on that. I'm gonna throw our parsley in. We're just gonna let that cool down. Almost like making a compound butter, but it's a little different spin on it, you know? It's gonna smear nice on the bread. Everybody's gonna have stinky breath. It's the best part of garlic bread. Get to offend people. You know the rule of thumb, like eating garlic knots, garlic bread. Everyone you're hanging out with, it's gotta eat the garlic. This way you don't stink up each other. All right, I'm running long here. I'll see you later. Back again. It's about 5 o'clock in the morning. Even the moon crickets are sleeping. The sauce I'm about to turn off and just let it rest. Heat it back up later on. See what we got. I don't know if you can see that, but that's looking lovely. Nice meat. It still needs to thicken up a bit. Reduce this down so it's a nice, a little better consistency. Oh, I threw that whole skillet of sausage in there too. Get some flavor in there. This is gonna be good, man. You could put this sauce on wood, you'd eat a whole tree. I could smell it, the whole house smells right now. I'm gonna lick the paint. Just leave this sitting with the lid ajar so the steam comes up and it thickens just a little bit. But we're gonna turn it off now. It's been on for quite a few hours. Probably started somewhere around midnight. It's 5 hours. I could use another 2 hours in that ballpark. If you're wondering about that butter, what I did before, I don't know if you can see that. There you go. It's got the garlic and the parsley in there. I threw it in the fridge just to harden it up a little. Leave it out, let it soften. Cut the bread open, smear this in there. Mozzarella, wrap it up. You're good to go, child. Well, for now, this is a done deal. I'm Chef Boy R.O.D. Wrong side of the tracks cooking. Been a Big Daddy Barbecue production. Thanks for watching my show.